Hey everybody, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil, and it's time to talk Taskmaster Australia. And I apologize for the slight delay. I know it's been a few months since this series has started, and you guys have certainly been encouraging me to check it out. There's a slot in the schedule now for me to take a look, and I'm really excited to see the latest version of the international phenomena, which is Taskmaster. I don't know too much about this show, but there are some things I know. I'm not oblivious. I consider myself a big Taskmaster fan, but I didn't want to dig too deep into this series. But here's what I do know. I know that the same production company that does Taskmaster New Zealand is doing this one, and they're using the New Zealand Taskmaster house, which is interesting. It made more sense for them, for whatever reason, to fly the contestants out to New Zealand as opposed to filming in Sydney or Melbourne or wherever else they might have chosen to do it in Australia. But there'll be some level of familiarity there, which is curious and fun. What else do I know? I don't think I know any of the contestants. I will be surprised if I know any of the contestants. I haven't done any research as to who the contestants are, but I feel like I would have heard if there was a big internationally known name amongst them. I don't know the Taskmaster or the assistant either. The one thing I do know about them is they share the same first name. So that's a novelty. But yeah, beyond that, I know very little. What I can assume, because it's the same production company that does New Zealand, is that the tasks will be equally great. I hope that the same people are coming up with the tasks. And that makes me very optimistic, because one of the many strengths of the New Zealand version is their task design. I wonder if there will be any overlap between the Australian and New Zealand versions. I'm hoping that there isn't. I'm hoping that they're all original. I'm hoping that they don't take any from the UK version either. I hope it's all brand new tasks, because the danger of multiple English-speaking international versions, if they start duplicating tasks, the chance that some contestants will have done their research increases quite significantly, and gives some contestants an unfair advantage. So put everybody on an equal footing, make everything brand new. That's what I'm hoping. But yeah, this could go incredibly well. This could be just as charming and engaging as the New Zealand version, or this could fall flat on its face like the American version. So much of it depends on the energy and the chemistry of the Taskmaster and the assistant. So much of it depends on the cast dynamic. So anything could happen here. But I'm intrigued to check it out, and let me stop talking. Let's jump into it, guys. This is episode 1 of series 1 of Taskmaster Australia. Yeah, I'm not recognizing any faces yet. Foot juice. Here we are.
I'm Tom Gleeson, and everything I've done in my storied career has led to this. For now, I am no longer just Tom Gleeson, I am the Taskmaster!
Tom Gleeson.
The most valuable prize in Australian television history. This golden replica of my stunning head.
It's a good head bust.
Our season 1 cast are Danielle Walker.
Danielle.
Julia Morris.
Julia.
Luke McGregor.
Luke.
And Nina Oyama.
Nina, did he say?
On a significantly smaller and appropriate chair is a man whose value will become more apparent, hopefully, as the show goes on. It's my assistant, Tom Cashman. G'day.
Tom Cashman. Okay. Gleeson and Cashman.
Tonight, our contestants have been asked to bring in what they consider to be the most beautiful thing.
Most beautiful.
It's a couture gown based off a country item, a fishing shirt. I've added a corset back and I've covered it in bedazzles.
So, Jimmy, what have you brought for me?
I thought a beautiful thing I saw on Twitter, actually.
Poetic?
Yeah, if you'll see. Oh my God, this is fantastic. My preference was for Kitty Flanagan to be the Taskmaster, but Tom is absolutely an easy pick.
To be fair, Kitty Flanagan would have been a great Taskmaster, but this is Australian television, and I'm a white man, so I get to host. That's how it works.
Ouch. Ouch.
The Taskmaster in his dorm room at school coffee mug.
That's a real photo of him, I'm assuming.
I really like it, because now I know what colour Tom's hair was.
Yeah.
Oh, reel those contestants in, Taskmaster.
You and I both, we love the sun. I brought in the sunset. No, sorry, sunrise. Because I couldn't bring in either, I brought in this, so we don't miss it.
But we've got one of those in our phone. You brought in something that we already have. I'm not sure you brought anything, really, if you think about it. I think I'm going to mark you down harshly.
Oh.
Or hear me out, you don't do that.
I'm kind of digging
Cigarette
Luke's
butt
energy.
from the gutter. That's got a lipstick stain on it. So
Yeah,
I
like
think
so the sunset not too bad anymore, right?
First of all, I think Luke's at the bottom because he brought us nothing. I understand the poetry behind it, but really it's just a woman who made a poor health choice, so Nina's on 2. Julia's reminded me of my traumatic past, so that's a 3. To be fair, Kitty Flanagan would have been a better Taskmaster, so Jimmy's on 4, and Danielle's going to look so great at the Logies.
All right. We're going for a lot of irony in our prize tasks, I sense, on this series. They're going for the British cinematography on this, but they were really just out of focus a lot on those intro shots. Down, not up.
Remove the balloon from inside the caravan.
you may not touch or step into the caravan.
Fastest wins, your time starts.
Remove the balloon without touching the caravan.
Where is it?
It's in the caravan.
Oh, that is in there.
Okay, so you need a grabber. You need a net. A fishing net.
I feel like I need a gun.
Okay. You have an open window. You need something physical. You need a stick. That's a failing tactic. Oh! Never mind. What do I know?
I want to put myself in here, so I'm not
Oh!
Okay, Tom, still not touching, I don't think.
Yeah, just give yourself
Using
stepping
what is
stones
available
inside,
to
right?
this current
Give yourself
point.
stepping stones.
Here we go.
Bounce.
Got it, Tom.
What happens if you pop it? I guess that... Yeah. Okay, they did it. Time?
I really had no idea what I was doing. I was just happy to be away from home.
There was nothing in the rules that said you couldn't pop the balloon.
I feel like I want to mark you down for that.
But why? I got the balloon out of the thing.
It was just disappointing. The crowd went, oh.
And then I picked up the remains of the balloon, and they all went, oh!
Yeah?
I don't remember that bit.
Jimmy took 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Julia took 7 minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay.
All right.
I have no idea whether that's fast or slow for this task.
Can you go inside and open a window?
Yeah.
That would be good, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, just send him in.
Thank you, thank you.
I just asked him to bring it out.
Things.
I'm gonna get both, like, just in case, like JIC.
JIC?
JIC, just in case.
Oh, I thought you had an idea of what Jesus' middle name was.
Oh, yeah. It's
Ig-
Isabel. Jesus Isabel Christ. That has a nice ring to it.
Totally.
Beautiful. I should
Okay,
run. This is a
so
fast
she's-
one. I need to run.
She's going chopsticky. Oh, they've both got oars.
Okay.
Oh, she's even double-sided sticky taping.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No.
This balloon's flirting with me. Oh, okay.
Oh, that was a nice pack.
It's like
a nice
big,
tap.
Salad tongs.
Oh.
Oh, with the double-sided sticky tape. Yes. Well managed. But what are the times? What are the times?
Here you go. One balloon.
Well done. Well done.
I really wish the audience saw the look on your face when Danielle put tape on her oar. It was a look of regret.
It was.
It was a nice moment for me too, because I talk in a way that makes people think I'm dumb, but then that really proved that there's something going on.
I also talk in a way that thinks I'm no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Danielle, with her sticky oar method, took 5 minutes and 18 seconds.
Oh.
Nina's salad tongs method took 3 minutes and
Oh.
18 seconds.
Oh, so she's in the lead so far with the salad tongs. Luke. What has Luke done that's being saved for last? Is this a version of Taskmaster brought to us by Mitsubishi?
You may not touch it or step into the caravan. So I can't step into the caravan. It didn't say I can't go into the caravan.
But you're touching the caravan. You're touching the caravan. I
You
get
reckon get a pass?
the loophole.
Oh, shit. I did forgot about that rule.
Yeah. Oh, Luke. So disappointing.
I was so excited. It's like, don't step into the lava. Well, I can jump into it, and then it's still lava, and you die.
My favourite part of it was the eye contact you maintained with me as you proudly slid back.
So that's a pretty easy disqualification.
Yeah.
Well, it's very early on in the series, but I feel like we need to establish that rules are rules.
No,
So-
absolutely. Master those tasks.
Well, I mean, if you're going to be a stickler for rules,
Oh no.
I feel like there's some more footage that maybe you should
Oh, accidental touches. Accidental touches.
You may not touch it.
Is that open?
Touching. Touching.
Because it's not stepping in, is it?
Has everybody touched it?
see. Is that not a step?
Okay, is it just these two? Okay.
All my dreams have come true. We are opening the whole series with a mass disqualification event. This is great! I thought we'd
So-
have to wait weeks for this.
Jimmy touched the caravan 25 times. Julia touched it 4 times and stepped into it once.
Awesome.
Danielle is on 4 points, and the winner of this task is Nina Oyama with 5 points.
I laying down the law right from the beginning. Love it. Oh.
What do you reckon? Shall we do another one?
We've got like 30 more of these to go, so I think, yeah.
I will say the Australian crowd sounds bigger than the New Zealand crowd, which makes me think, which would also make sense, that they're filming the studio stuff in Australia, not New Zealand. And there's probably slightly different COVID regulations.
Create a minute-long montage of your life.
The best
Oh.
looking life wins.
Let's start with my birth.
I feel like Luke's cursed himself by having a Taskmaster Buster logo on his Ghostbuster jumpsuit.
Hi, that's me, Danielle. I was 8 years old when my granddad taught me how to drive.
A bush rat.
We check the pig traps every day for feral pigs. Feral pigs are a real scourge on this country. Granddad, shoot! Granddad! Me and my granddad love drinking together. I woke up on my 410th birthday and saw the light. I walked into it. Now I'm in heaven.
Okay.
Scouts was a highlight. If that was a highlight to your life, I'm worried you've had a bit of a shit life.
I loved Scouts because it was fun. You work your way up the ranks. You start off scum, then you go,
Are you sure this was Scouts?
well, Mum took me somewhere on a Wednesday night, so.
You worked in your woke anti-feral pig agenda. What was that
Oh,
about?
sorry, is that woke, is it? To not want the bandicoots to die out?
2021, it was estimated that Queensland had up to 2.3 million feral pigs.
There's a lot of bacon running around Australia.
Oh, he looks handsome. Me? Oh, we had a baby. Let's call him Toby. No, not Toby. We'll call him James. School captain will be... Me? See, that was fun finishing school. What am I going to do now? Come see me, Jimmy. Oh, that guy looks cute. What, me? You may kiss the bride. Hi. Oh, you won't be needing that. Not me, Jimmy. Sheesh. You're on Taskmaster, Jimmy. Oh, what do I do? Oh, thanks, Tom. Your time starts now.
It ends there.
It was like one of your TikTok videos, except a bit more brief. But it'll be seen by less people because it's on broadcast TV.
It's very true. But if I post there, it won't.
Can you post mine? I'd love to get the word out about feral pigs.
You're going to choose some photos?
Yeah. I mean, you can't believe how hot I thought I was there. It's got no music on it, but do you want me to sing?
She did her own editing. Little Whoopi Goldberg cameo.
So desperate for validation. I know it's pathetic, but I can't change it now at nearly 55.
Is that a montage? I feel like it was more of a slideshow.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess. It's not like I know her. I'm standing next to her in a photo and then we both go our separate ways. That's what always gets me about celebrity photos. They're so ridiculous.
Are we going to hang out after this, Julia?
Never!
No.
It's never going to happen. I would love it, but I just know.
And also it's because only one of us is a celebrity.
It blew my mind. And it made me want to go to space. Right?
3, 2, 1, lift off.
I like it. I like it.
Press conference to announce that you'd read a book. I'm feeling like I have to mark you down, though, because I think, wasn't the task yet to make a montage of your life?
Interpret that how you will.
I know how I'm going to interpret it. I'm going to interpret it for maximum damage.
I'll name him Luke, after Luke Skywalker.
Cool.
Jump this lake to save the town.
You got it, Mr. Mayor. I support gay marriage.
Oh, we're doing more blue screen magic.
You've cured cancer.
Great.
We gather here today to remember the life of Luke McGregor, who died winning the sex grand final.
Okay. Luke's gonna be a wild card this series.
So tell us what happened in the sex grand final.
It's a bit of a blur, to be honest. Tom was there.
That's not true. I've never even made it out of the sex round of 16. I feel like I should...
Nina's was completely made up. You weren't an astronaut. That wasn't actually your life, so that's 2.
And you've never read a book.
For raising awareness of the feral pig problem in Queensland, 4 points to Danielle.
That's true.
And for Luke McGregor's factual life, that was very entertaining. I'm giving him 5 points.
All right.
Welcome back to the first episode of Taskmaster, a hugely popular licensed television format, and I can't wait to read all the comments comparing it to the original.
We'll talk about those at the end of the episode. Yeah, they're... Oh, man. They gotta figure out their transition cinematography a little.
You've recorded before, and I record again. You know what else I do? Osh.
Fill the glass with orange juice. You may only touch oranges with the items on the bench.
Fastest wins.
Your time starts now.
Okay.
So they're only allowed to touch the oranges with an egg beater, a keyboard, a toothbrush, a dumbbell, a recorder and a crock.
And a pail. And a pail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do that in the pail. Do that in the pail, and you're in good shape.
Look at that. That's working. Send me the glass.
I mean, using the weight makes sense, but if you were using the weight in the pail, I think you'd be doing much better.
It just needs to be at least 50% because that can be a glass half full.
I don't think the saying is a glass half full. That's a full glass.
I'm almost there, I think. Oh, it comes out the side of the crock.
And also be mindful that the juice comes out of the side of the crock.
And what do we say in showbiz?
The first blast is the best blast.
The keyboard's not working.
The keyboard is not going to work. The weight is absolutely the way, but you should be doing it into the pail.
Gotta catch it now. Catch.
That guy's never gonna walk again. Oh no! Am I disqualified?
Don't touch the things!
No, the juice! Nevertheless, she persisted.
Nevertheless, she persisted.
Look at that.
That's a full glass. That's a full glass. Yeah.
Are you finished?
Cheers. Yes.
I don't think Nina filled her glass either.
It's more than half. 52%. Oh boy.
Nina, I like you, but you're a terrible contestant.
But the problem is, the glass has angles, so I suspect the top half has more volume than the bottom half.
That just sounds like maths or science.
Yeah. Reality,
unfortunately
facts.
Not very good at, despite being half Asian.
Nina's glass was 49.4% full.
Oh, really?
So Nina took 19 minutes and 29 seconds, and you extend that out and assume that you would have filled the glass at the same rate. Your time comes to 39 minutes and 1 second.
Oh, it's like ×2.
No.
No, times 2.1. 2 point little bit.
Now, Luke, you could have just actually taken the weight to the whole bucket of oranges right from the get-go.
Yes. In fairness, I didn't think of that.
Can I say, I only found out today that that crock was a used crock. I had a drink of Jimmy's, I had a drink of Luke's.
Foot juice.
This sounds like a great plot for a movie where wearing sweaty Crocs are banned in a town called Footjuice.
Nina, are you trying to lose more points?
Luke took 17 minutes and 36 seconds.
Okay.
Jimmy took 7 minutes and 41
Jimmy.
seconds.
Wow. That's impressive.
Your time starts now.
Oh no! Oh no, oh no, oh no. Read the clue.
Can you read it to me again?
Fill the glass with orange juice. You may only touch oranges with the items on the bench.
Touch, okay. Far out. That one's too tough.
Doesn't even clue in. I mean, she's a good hand juicer, I'm not gonna lie, but
Thanks, Danny.
that's a DQ.
Oh, I'm actually pretty proud of that one. Surely that one's pretty good.
What did you think all the objects on the table were for?
I thought they were the only things you could use to help you if you wanted. I was really proud of that one.
That was the joy of it. I've never seen someone look so proud of doing a shit job.
2 minutes and 55 seconds.
Okay, so ignoring the rules is very effective.
We're saving Julia? Is that her name? For a reason. What's the reason?
Bit of a no-touching theme tonight.
Just a good rule in general, I reckon.
Doesn't say I'll have to use those oranges to fill the orange juice.
Tom!
Oh.
Wow!
Oh. Is there orange juice in the fridge? I want to rehear the clue just to make sure that that works. Okay, I'm impressed if that qualifies.
Danielle, how did you feel watching Julia complete that task?
Pretty pissed off.
Julia took 1 minute and 13 seconds.
Okay, no one's raising an issue here.
Nina, I think we're giving her 1 point. Luke with 3, Jimmy with 4, and the winner of this task is Julia with 5 points.
Well, Nina's lucky she didn't get DQ'd, frankly, because she did touch that one orange. Maybe that's why she lost the 1 point and didn't come with 2 points.
All right, the stakes are high.
Well, it's
head
getting
up the
closer.
stairs for a live task.
Throw a throw, boot a boot, bowl a bowl, flick a flick, or propel a propeller. The closest to the edge of the stage.
Oh,
If your
awesome.
item goes over the edge, you are eliminated.
Yeah, so get as close to the edge without going over. We've seen variations on this before, but this is fun.
Repeat until the last player standing wins.
I love it.
Please
Love it.
select an item.
Booting a boot.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, bowling a bowl. Bowling a bowl. Oh no. Oh no. Terrible distance. Oh, booting a boot's not good.
I don't think it's necessary for me to specify who lost that round. Please select it.
Flick a flick. Oh no. All right, all right. This is going to be a very tight. Nice, Julia. That was edited really quickly. I wish we had drawn out the tension a little bit, but I get that we're dealing with time constraints. Also, they have a lot of commercial breaks on Australian TV.
Danielle 4 and Julia took home 5
I think
points.
Danielle's won.
Tonight's winner of the first ever episode of Taskmaster Australia is Danielle with 17 points.
See you next week.
Nope, no this season stuff.
Oh, the vibes are pretty good.
Well, all right. I think that was a really auspicious beginning. I think I'm very optimistic for the future of this version of Taskmaster because there was nothing that really bumped for me hard. I like the Taskmaster and I like his assistant. I like Tom and Tom. I like that they're not trying to conform to previous iterations of those roles. The assistant in general, Tom, I'm going to have to start referring to them by their last names. And Cashman's the assistant and Gleeson's the Taskmaster. Is that right? I'm going to have to pay attention to that next episode again. But the assistant in particular, I like because he's not playing that overly timid character that has been established first by Alex Horn and modified, but replicated in Taskmaster New Zealand. He's bringing his own energy to it. I'm enjoying their dynamic. Yeah, he's a little bit more. He's a little looser. He's not so buttoned up as an Alex, for instance. So yeah, it's working for me, and that's important. The cast, they're fun. Nobody's rubbing me the wrong way. Everybody's got a good positive attitude. There are people making stupid mistakes. There's people having brilliant insights. It's a real grab bag of contestants, and I certainly didn't know any of them coming in. I will have a pretty good feel for all of them in a couple of more episodes. I want to like Nina, but I feel like she's not good at this game. But that's okay, because she's got a really good attitude. Luke's the wild card. Luke feels a little bit like a John Kearns to me. He's going to have moments of brilliance, but he's also going to screw up royally at times. Case in point, get the balloon out of the Caravan task. But Jimmy, I have the least sense of what he's all about, but he's relatively strong. But I feel like Danielle and Julia, after a single episode, they both put on really strong performances. Julia would have won if she hadn't gotten DQ'd from the balloon Caravan task, I think. But Yeah, it was an episode full of DQs. We had 3 DQs from that Caravan balloon task. We had another DQ in the orange juice squeezing. We could have had 2 in the orange juice squeezing if the Taskmaster chose to be particularly tough on the rules. But I feel like we ended up knocking Nina down a point because she should have had 2 points by being the last of the of the people who didn't break the rules, but they knocked her down to a single point because she touched the one orange by mistake. She's also very good at she's actually very good at misjudging how full a glass is and what a full glass of orange juice constitutes. I feel like the way to have done this. Let's start going through the various tasks. We do that for most of my Taskmaster reactions now. Let's talk about the particulars. The prize task. I was a little bit disappointed in what people brought in, but everybody seemed to be going for ironic, or no one was taking the subject of the task literally and seriously, I suppose. No one brought in something that they truly considered beautiful. You know, somebody submitted a tweet. I argue stuff like that doesn't even count as a prize. It's just nobody owns a tweet, so it can't be given from one person to another in a prize task. The cigarette butt. I get the odd the odd poetry of that, but I mean, you're literally submitting a cigarette butt as a prize. Like, gross. Danielle deserved to win that task because some people would consider that item of clothing beautiful. Somewhere in the world, somebody thinks that's beautiful. The other 4 things, I'm not sure anyone really would. The alarm clock was a failed joke on Luke's part. The custom mug didn't really work for me. I get that you're, trying to suck up to the Taskmaster, but maybe not selecting an unflattering picture from his past may be the best tactic in that, if that's what you're going for. So yeah, I don't know. I was a little bit underwhelmed by the prize task overall. But it's interesting because we are revisiting some early original prize tasks from the UK version. That was Most Beautiful. That was a season 1 task from the original back in 2015. So the prize task is maybe the one spot where you can reuse some previous tasks without things getting weird. But I love that the rest of our tasks, the filmed ones in New Zealand, are all original. Get the balloon out of the caravan without touching the caravan or stepping into the caravan. It's the kind of task that makes you look for the loophole. And if you don't read it carefully, you do what Luke did. And you go, I can't step into it, but I can scooch in on my butt. And then you're forgetting that you've touched the caravan. But what if you laid down a pathway with carpet or other, flat material and then scooched in? Then I think you're good. I like that they also disqualified Jimmy and Julia for touching the outside of the caravan. I was really worried when they started showing additional footage that everyone was going to get disqualified because, yeah, people were prying open windows and stuff and leaning through and reaching and, an arm brushing against the door jamb or through a window could have happened for everybody without us seeing it. But Danielle and Nina, got a real advantage by being the only 2 survivors of that task. I was particularly impressed with Danielle's sticky tape on the oar, but turns out Nina was quicker with her salad tongs method. So kudos to both of them. The montage. I'm not generally a fan of this type of task, period. Yes, it allows people to be creative and funny, but it also lends itself to mediocre special effects, green screen, that sort of thing that I don't feel have a place in this show. That being said, nothing really blew me away. Nothing was particularly terrible, so I don't feel like I was hoping for more variety. So I was hoping that I would get a better sense of who the contestants were based on a task like that. And I think the only two contestants that really had their personality shine through that task were Luke and Nina. It worked well for Luke. It kind of failed miserably for Nina. But at least you get a better sense of who they are. Nina feels a bit like maybe like a Bridget Christie type contestant. Moments of brilliance, but there's going to be some like really unfortunate fails along the way too. And I feel like Luke's in the same boat. They're both kind of wild card contestants. I think the other three are going to be more generic, consistent contestants, but I feel like Luke and Nina are going to be the ones that occasionally just like knock it out of the park and other times really screw up, which will be entertaining for sure. Then we had the orange juice squeezing task. And I mean, huge kudos to Julia for seeing the loophole. You don't have to use these oranges to put orange juice into the glass. So run to the fridge, find orange juice, fill the glass. You win. Hoorah. A real shame that Danielle misinterpreted the rules. I'm not going to lie, I might have made that same mistake if I didn't. It's interesting because we as viewers never actually read the task. We're listening to the task. We hear somebody else read it. And there's a different level of paying attention that happens when you read versus when you listen. And from me listening, I didn't immediately clue in that you can't touch the oranges. But reading it, I would hope that I would have clued in. But I may not have. If I had clued in that you can't touch the oranges, then I feel the obvious solve. You can touch the pail. Take the pail. Empty about half of the oranges out. Go to town with the weight in the pail. Use the keyboard to strain as you pour. You should be done. I bet you could do it in a couple of minutes. But it's easy to say all that in hindsight, in retrospect. In the heat of the moment, I'm not sure what crushing an orange into a crock buys you that you don't get just by crushing it against the tabletop itself. The keyboard would have been the best thing to squeegee all the liquid off the table into the glass, I feel, because you need a flat edge to do such a thing. But then it's just a matter of funneling it, as much of it as possible, into the glass. So maybe that's when you use the pail again. The pail feels like the thing that you should be collecting the juice in. And no one really did that except Luke in the second half of his task. When he was like... I want to see that footage of Luke when he was sitting on the weight, on the pail, and he took the little topple, because I feel like he may have touched oranges there. But if you're forgiving Nina for the one accidental touch, then you would forgive Luke the same. Nevertheless, kudos to Julia for winning that task and seeing the loophole and just being super smart about it. And again, if Danielle had properly interpreted the rules and not screwed up, I think she could have run away with the episode. But, that's just another what if. And that brings us to the final task, the in-theater task. And we've seen variations on this multiple times. We've seen it in New Zealand. We've seen it on the original. I'm sure it's appeared in other versions that I haven't yet seen, other series. But well-designed task, a lot of fun, but I feel like they rushed the editing of it. You could have built up more tension. I like that you had to propel the things differently. Like you had to boot the boot. You had to flick the CD, the movie, the DVD. But something was lost because it was so rushed. And I'm a big fan of when Alex Horne gets pedantic on measurements. I love when we get the camera angle directly overhead and we see the added graphics that show relative distances and measurements and all of that. Like, turn it into a proper sporting event if you're going to do Taskmaster. So I kind of missed that, but it was a fun spin on something we've seen before. So it wasn't a complete copy of anything, but we've seen the general format. But it was new items. It was a new idea, and I dug that. And so we have an episode 1 winner, and that's all we've got at this point. Nobody ran away with things. It's a relatively tight pack. There's 9 more episodes to go. Anything can happen. People who look strong in the first episode aren't always strong all season long. People who look like they're starting out at the gates terribly can turn things around in the flick of a switch sometimes. So I don't yet have a horse in this race, but I'm really enjoying the show. And that's the important thing, that it's fun, it's entertaining. But if you think I'm not going to be taking this one seriously and analyzing the points and talking about the competition in a much more serious manner than anyone really ought to, you're mistaken. That's okay, because I'm a fan. I'm a hardcore fan of this show. I love Taskmaster, and I'm excited that there's another version that I get to watch. I'm excited that there's a version I get to watch that doesn't have subtitles, and it's not because I'm averse to subtitles or foreign versions. It's the fact that humor doesn't always translate, and the humor's translating in this one. It's a blast. I am curious about why they're using the New Zealand house. I presumably it's just a financial decision. It's like the New Zealand Taskmaster property is only being used X amount of time for the year, so you might as well open it up to another country's show. I have to assume that the live elements of the show are being filmed in Australia in some soundstage, probably around Sydney, because that's the center of the Australian universe, much like Toronto's the center of the Canadian universe. Tell me if I'm wrong, if you know differently, if you're from Australia and you know that they're actually filming this in Melbourne or Brisbane or Canberra or wherever, Hobart, let me know. Perth. Maybe, I can't imagine they're doing it in Perth. Lovely city, but so out of the way. But yeah, fun episode. I'm very optimistic about the rest of the series, and I can't wait to see more. So until then, until next week, everybody, take care, stay healthy. We'll see you soon. Cheers.